Sleep is like the number one most important thing in your life, and if you don't take care of it, you're going to experience many problems. Some people think they're getting good sleep, but they're getting 8 hours, but they're not getting the correct and most optimal 8 hours sleep in terms of their hormone production, their testosterone, the amount of energy they could have, how well they could perform physically and mentally. So I'm going to run you through the problem, and I'm going to give you the solution as well, because sleep is something massive. It's what I teach all my coaching clients. It's what I teach all the guys inside the High Testosterone Blueprint. But the problem is people think that 8 hours is always going to be 8 hours. And that might sound confusing, but we need to take other factors into account, because if you go to bed at 9 p.m. and you wake up at, let's say, 5 a.m., or you do 3 a.m. and you wake up at 11 a.m., both 8 hours sleep. But these aren't the same, because our hormone production windows run basically always off the day and night cycle. And for testosterone specifically, the prime window of production for testosterone is going to be anywhere from usually 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. It's when we're in our deepest sleep. If we miss this window, we don't get it back really. We don't get it back properly. And this is why it is going to tank your testosterone if you're going to bed at the wrong time. This is sleep timing, and it is something we do really need to fix. I have a sort of viral video going on for my TikTok right now, because people were really annoyed when I said this, that timing is very important. People were just getting, but you know, what can you do? It's because it's factual. It's not an opinion. I don't say this to fucking annoy anyone. It's just obviously me giving you the correct information. Anytime before 11 p.m. is really what you want to do. Obviously, I do understand things come up and this isn't always possible, but this is always going to be better. Going to bed at 11 p.m, waking up at 7 a.m, or if you want to do like 10 p.m, 6 a.m, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m, pick what works for you. But in terms of optimal testosterone and hormones and sleep quality, try and get before 11 p.m. Number two, the second thing we want to talk about is sleep quality. Because you can be in bed from maybe you're going 11 p.m, 7 a.m, but you haven't got the quality there. And this is because of your sleep practices and the habits that you actually have in the day. And we're going to go on to sleep practices in the solution and time and stuff. These are just the problems people experience. And a lack of sleep quality. You might be sleeping for 9-10 hours, but you know, you've still got, you know, low energy, and you just wake up and you just feel awful. You feel like you've been hit by a fucking bomb. It's not what you want. And there are so many things we can do. And I've studied sleep so much. I've implemented so much of my own research into my life to get unbelievable sleep. And I'm going to share that with you today for free. Sleep quality, very important. Obviously, quality and timing do tie in together, but there are many other things you can do for quality. And also understanding restorative sleep. This slightly ties into quality as well, because restorative sleep is REM sleep plus deep sleep. REM just means rapid eye movement. It's REM plus deep, and realistically, a good benchmark for restorative sleep to aim for, this is going to seem quite high to a lot of people if you know what this is you want to get 50% of your total sleep in restorative sleep. So if you sleep for 9 hours, you want to get 4.5 hours of restorative sleep. If you can get that, oh my God, you feel unbelievable. I do hit these numbers roughly. I probably sleep for about 8 hours, get 4 to 4.5 hours restorative sleep. I know this because I used to track it on a sleep tracker, but very important. But most importantly now, how do we actually get all of this? Because there are so many things you can do, you know, and the problem is I tell people and they're like, oh, you know, I don't sleep that well. And I go, right, you know, I ask all these questions and they don't do it. I tell them exactly what to do and they don't do it. So if you implement this, you're ahead of 99% of the average people, because they aren't willing to actually take the discipline to do what's required for good sleep. So the solution, we'll run it through. You have to be getting 8 hours, obviously. We'll start with the absolute foundation, because you might not even be doing that. 8 hours at a reasonable time. And I'm going to give you what I think are the best time frames for you to be within. Earliest, 8 p.m. Latest, 11 p.m. This is sleep time. And you want to wake up between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. If you do this, for example, I do about 8, I'm asleep before 9 p.m. practically every night, and I wake up about 6, sometimes half 6. What I'm doing there is optimizing the amount of sleep cycles that I get. If I get 9 hours, that's 5 sleep cycles. And I'm optimizing my hormone production windows, being in deep sleep for the correct times, and actually allowing myself to produce the most growth hormone, produce the most testosterone. And if you can stick to these, pick what works for you, but it is going to majorly increase the quality of your sleep. And stick to this 7 days a week and you'll feel absolutely insane every morning. Like, I wake up now, compared to what I used to, I'm up and I'm just fine and I feel great straight away. I don't feel like groggy or tired or anything like that because my circadian rhythms align, and it's very important, but people just don't seem to be bothered about it. They would rather just say that I'm wrong, which I'm not. Right, now this is the more fun bit. How do we get quality sleep? Because there are loads of small things we can do. There are some big changes we can make as well. Obviously, going to bed between these times consistently is going to help the quality of our sleep, but we need to reduce screens, probably 1 to 1.5 hours before bed. And you can do blue light blockers. So these are the glasses that you wear with the red lenses. You want to get light in your eyes in the morning and during the day, all throughout the day. Just try and be outside as often as you can. It's very important because light is information to your brain what time of day it is. If you get light in the morning, what this is doing, you do this for 10 minutes, it is signaling to your brain that it's the morning. It triggers the response for your body to actually wake up and set, sort of like in a bro sciencey term, it sets like a timer for the day. So you'll be energized throughout the day, and when it starts to, move towards the evening, you'll start to feel tired and you'll start to secrete melatonin, which is what allows you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So very important that you get light during the day. In the morning, you can literally do this by going out on walks during the day. Just sit out in your garden for 10 minutes first thing in the morning. You want to move during the day, really. This can be just even walking 10k steps. This is also means you get light as well, but you can go to the gym, you can run if you want to. Obviously, don't train too late in the evening because it's about keeping stress low. You don't want to have movement, right? Training spikes your cortisol, not walking, but training, running spikes your cortisol. You're going to be in a fight or flight state. And this is going to mean you've got high stress. You don't want to have high stress when you're trying to go to bed because you won't be able to get to sleep. Train in the morning or the afternoon. Have stress low by the time you're going to bed. And then you want to have like a wind down routine. Chuck on your blue light blockers. You can do chamomile tea. This helps you relax. I've done this for years. You can do magnesium glycinate. You can do glycine, which is an amino acid, helps you reduce your core body temperature, help you get deeper sleep. You can do a fiction book. This absolutely knocks you out if you do this. Obviously, you want to read a paper book. Don't be looking at a screen off like a Kindle and doing this. That is not a good idea. Obviously, this should be obvious, but loads of people love to do it. No scrolling, especially in bed. Your bed should be for sleep and sex and nothing else. And you want to eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. You don't want to be going to bed starving, but you don't want to be going to bed really full. You don't want to smash a massive high-fat meal right before going to bed because your body's not going to be resting. It's just going to be digesting the food. That's how you increase the quality of your sleep. And you can also, obviously, this is all going to increase restorative sleep. But another thing you can do, especially for restorative sleep, is optimize your sleep environment. And this is pretty simple. You want an eye mask or blackout curtain so the room is pitch black. You want the room to be cold. You want it to be quiet. So you can do silicone earplugs, or if it's just quiet where you live, then it doesn't really matter. And just have a nice clean setup in your room and you optimize your environment. You do all of this, Jesus Christ, my friend, you're going to get insane quality sleep. I do all of this, I get insane quality sleep. But this is a very, very elite sleep stack and setup that will allow you to get high testosterone. Doing all of this is going to be one of the biggest moves that you can pull for your testosterone alone. But overall, the quality of your life, the vitality that you have and experience is going to be insane. But if you want the full system, or if you want my help one-to-one, you can go and check out a couple of links that are going to be in the description. You can work with me one-to-one for 90 days and we'll completely transform your testosterone, or just access the High Testosterone Blueprint, which is my full system. And it contains 30 plus programs and guides in a lot of detail on how to optimize your testosterone, focus on recovery, sleep, and everything around it. You can go and check that out if you're serious about optimizing your testosterone. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.